I've made a point to try to educate you on, again, what you're paying and why you're paying it. So one of the tools we use to do this is this cost analysis thing. What a cost analysis is, it basically takes one of your existing monthly processing statements, pulls off all of the data that's on there, all the relevant data, obviously, because there's a ton of fluff on there that you probably don't even need to see, but they try to make it really confusing, so it looks important, but it's generally not. So take off all the relevant data, pop it onto an Excel spreadsheet, and make sure that everything adds up to the penny with your current processing statement that they presented. So once we have that completely mirrored or completely copied, I guess you could say, we just, again, copy it, paste it right below itself, pop all of our information into it, and then bottom line it. And hopefully it spits out a decent or good savings. You know, we're here obviously to try to save you guys some money, make sure that you're more cost effective and more profitable and everything like that. Cost analysis is a great tool to provide that information to you in a clear, concise, apples to apples comparison. One of the things you want to look out for, though, in this whole cost analysis process is sales guys and whoever's presenting it to you, make sure they're giving you the facts, right? There's so many different ways to present this information these days that you got to be clear on what you're seeing. And if you've seen any of the previous videos on, you know, interchange plus pricing and how it works and the 300 different card types and all that kind of stuff, you want to make sure you have that knowledge base before you really start making, you know, serious decisions on changing and making changes in service providers. So one of the things you want to look out for is make sure that they're not using averages. They're not saying, okay, well, in your industry type for restaurants, the national average with X processor or with us as a processor is whatever, 2%. And then you just take that 2% and multiply it times your entire volume. It's not really accurate for your business specifically because a lot of that is dictated by geography, you know, where you are in the state or where you are in the country. Demographically, like what is your client base? What's your clientele? You know, are you in a more affluent part of town? Are you not? All that information really dictates what type of customers you're getting in your door. And you can't rely on that national average pricing model to give you a factual, concise, clear apples to apples cost analysis. So if that's the way they're going, you might want to ask them and say, it's not for me. Tell me specifically based off my merchant account, specifically, apples to apples, what I will pay with your company. A couple things you want to make sure you're looking for. You should be on this Interchange Plus pricing program by now. So there's really only two things that you need to confirm. Thing number one, discount markup. Make sure that you get that number specifically, clearly, because that's the most impactful on the percentage side of what you're paying. Discount markup or basis point markup or whatever you want to call it. Secondly is the authorization and capture or the transaction fee. Because obviously you multiply that times how many transactions you do in any given month, and that can size up really quickly as well. So when you're looking at cost analysis, the two things you want to be super clear about is A, discount markup, B, what's my authorization and capture or item fee cost? It'll be in the form of a 4 cents, 2 cents, 8 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents, something like that. Be clear on those two things, know what you're looking at, ask a ton of questions. If you're not getting the information you want, look us up, check us out, shoot me some information. I'll hook you up, I'll help you out, I'll point you in the right direction, give you that education you need to make sure you're making the best decisions for your business. Thanks for coming by.